Hello everybody, welcome back to some solo repo. We're doing a little vanilla, throwing out some tips and tricks, kind of going through my thought process. I do a lot of solo repo on stream, and so just doing this to kind of like showcase my thought process, how I go through it. People always ask me, how do you do this solo? How do you play it? What are you thinking about? You know, how do you do this? Why do you grab that? So I'm just kind of going over everything step by step. Whether we die or live, it's all going to be part of the process, and nothing's going to get like changed or edited out or anything like that. So what we have going on here is we are jumping into level 5. This was our 4th shop, I believe, and so far strength is kind of coming in slowly but surely. I bought 3 speeds from the last shop. Even though I only want 2, I wanted to leave them, and I didn't actually take them. So they're in the bus still. But that kind of manipulates our shop a little bit into giving us different items in here. So we got the player map count even though we're solo. That's just so it gets out of the way and we can get a full 10 items to spawn in here. Health we definitely want. So the only thing about the health is right now, so check this out. We're going to get 2, and we're going to get pushed to 200 health now because there's 20 per each. We're still going to be 2 hit from a hunter or a robe. That's the problem with getting health in this game and going up against a hunter or a robe, is they do 100 damage each. Same with the clown laser. I say it all the time, you shouldn't get hit by a clown laser anyway, so not a big deal. But just in case, you want to get to 220 as quick as possible because you're 3 hit from stuff and you're a little safer that way. But we have a health pack on us that we're carrying around. Look, these are 6,000 now. That's way better than what we've been seeing, 7,000 and 8,000 for them. But yeah, so we just want to make sure that we have at least a health pack on us to kind of give us that boost. Especially solo, you can't be revived or anything, so you just got to be very careful with that. Stamina, take some stamina. What you can do to manipulate the shop also, if you want more strength, is just buy all of the unnecessary things as possible. Like you get the stamina, you know, the strength upgrades when they come, the speed, the reach, that kind of stuff, and then just kind of like leave them after you have enough in the bus, and it'll stop them from spawning in here. The thing that I'm a little concerned about is I'm not getting a whole lot of like weapons that I want to use. So I have a specific weapon set. It's good to get an idea of what you're using with all the weapons, but I like the shotgun, I like the tranq gun, you know, things like that I like to use a little more than like some of the hand-to-hand weapons and things. And I you know, grenades are good, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I like to just bash things with the strength also. But we're not getting exactly what I want, but we're getting enough of what I want. Crouch rest is a good, you know, pretty good price for what I have. I already have 4, so kind of anything over that's a luxury. It might be worth just grabbing and putting in the bus and just leaving it to manipulate maybe another strength. I'm just really hoping one more strength comes out of that, but we'll see. So we're going to get up, and I'll show you kind of a little more like in person. It's a little easier to visualize it. But so I basically bought all this speed before and then just left it. That way the chances of the speed spawning into the shop were very, very low. You can, I think, have 4 at a time, 3 or 4 at a time, so either 1 or none were probably going to spawn in there. We're going to get this reach, though, because I've definitely needed reach a few times. Health, we're at 200, and I'm going to take the stamina now. I'm going to leave this one more time, because I want to see if I can get that strength. Once I get 4 strength, then I don't care. I'm good to just go, but that should stop a lot of that stuff from spawning in, hopefully. Okay, so we're on the museum. We haven't seen the station yet at all. I don't know why, but alright, we're at the crescent moon phase. There are a few different moon phases. Truck now only does 35 health, and monsters are harder to knock down with valuables. So monsters don't have more health, but they won't be stunned as easily with like money items and things like that in here. So the things that we were able to destroy creatures with before are not going to be viable weapons anymore. We are, of course, on 3 extractions still, and that is always not my favorite thing in the world. I'm just so tired of 3 extraction runs. You want to get through them and move on to the 4, because 4 you have so many options. Like, you know, even if you end up having like an extraction at the end that doesn't have a whole lot of valuables by it, at least you got the other ones out of the way and you have just options on what you can do with all of the valuables and stuff. When you're solo, you really have to think about how you load up each extraction. And with 3 extractions, it's just so just weirdly set up. This might even be... Oh, wow. This might even be one of those that's set up where the... I don't know how I'm going to do this, actually. Yeah, it might be one of the ones that's set up where 3 extractions are kind of like all spread out, but closer towards the end. Like there's going to be a couple extractions towards the end of the map. Oops, come on. Yeah, and this being here is a little tough because of that laser. I wonder if I can... Let me try something real quick. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping what it would do is, like, stop the laser from going, but it didn't, of course. All right, we got under the laser. Now, the blender, there's a problem. Oh, God. The problem with the blender is it will, you know, destroy your money and your value with each, like, second you hold on to it. So what I want to do is just kind of position it. Maybe, you know what I want to do? Okay, I see exactly what we're going to do here, y'all. You figure it out on the fly. What we're going to do is bring the cart. Let me take this stupid thing out of here real quick. This is funny when you're playing with people because it, like, changes the voices and everything, but when you're solo, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. It, like, pitches your voice up and down. But, yeah, here's what we're going to do. The cart we can take up here, and we can put it right under... Actually, you know what? I have a lot of questions. We'll do a little bit of science here. We're going to learn a bunch of stuff together right now. Will the cart block the laser? Okay, it does. So we can do 2 things. Either we put the cart here and just drop the blender down in, or we pick it up and have the cart block the laser. I just don't know if the cart gets destroyed by the laser. The cart gets destroyed by some things. It's taking damage from items inside the cart now. Okay, yeah, so the cart gets destroyed by the extraction, and you can drop it into holes. Okay, so see, it was... Oh, God. It was starting to lose some value there because we were blending it, but it lost a lot of value by that laser. Man, yeah, that's what... So what we should have done, actually, is come up here. And like I said, we're learning together. And crouch under, pick blender up, drop blender straight down into the thing. Because now we have this blender that's worthless, almost. We lost $16,000 of value in just that short amount of time. And it's still blending. Like, there's still money in there, so it's still going to lose value. That's awful. But that's how this museum is, man. That's how this museum's set up. Just a whole bunch of troll items. They're so huge and top-heavy. I mean, look at this. I had to fight it all the way down the stairs. Yeah. Just unfortunate, you know. Like I say, there's definitely stuff we could have done about that, but look at that. I mean, just make it as difficult as possible, huh? Something else you can do is throw them up in the air and down again and just kind of catch them. All right, get in there. There you go. Okay. Well, there's another large item right here. Wow, man, this is a crazy run we're on right now. I mean, I'm telling you, this museum, that one's worth a good amount too, though, luckily, so we could probably stage that at the front, keep getting some smaller items. What you want to just not fall into the trap of is extracting quick on 3 extraction at the beginning, because you don't want to, like, extract this one and then have a whole bunch of stuff you could have potentially put in there just kind of left behind, and then you're struggling towards the last extraction or two to, you know, just load everything up, and it's just such a pain. Since we have 3 strength, most of this stuff is going to be okay to move. It's not going to be horrible, you know? And you can kind of do this, like, slide technique. It's so funny. I was going to show you all the slide technique to damage items very infrequently when you're moving them if they're too heavy to pick up. And we haven't found anything. No cubes, no vases, nothing that we need to actually do the technique with. So it's so funny. Usually you will. This is a good example, though, right here. We kind of showed you with that golden turret a little bit. Like, if you just gently lift the front up and walk backwards, you have so little velocity on the item that you don't actually have to worry about the item breaking too much. Unless you, like, slam it into a door or something like that. Velocity is what does the damage to the items when you're moving them more than anything. Let me just try to move this so we have a little bit of space to work with. There we go. And then this thing can just go off to the side or whatever. So I'm going to try to put that up and lean it on that. Or put the card in and then try to throw it on top. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, that slide technique is great. So like if you have a cube or something, you'll probably have to push the cube because it's so heavy. But the vase, if you have a vase, just tilt it and slowly walk it backwards. As long as you don't run or sprint or build up speed or any of that stuff, it should be mostly good. You should be okay. Just take it step by step. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run. And when stuff breaks in this game, for some reason, to me, it's always a jump scare. It's just like, what the hell is that? You know, it just, out of nowhere, it just explodes in front of you. Okay, so this item, super annoying. It changes your screen. I think I just heard a hunter shoot, actually. It's just like any other item that makes noise. It will attract enemies, of course. It'll limit respawn timers. And, you know, it's just hard to move around with because it shakes your screen. What I'm going to do is just set this up like I showed you earlier on in the other museum, because there might be some items up there and there might be some items in the vent here. So we're going to go in here, check on that. Let me look at the map, too. See, the map, it kind of branches off later on. The other two extractions are up there. And like I was saying before, I bet they're pretty close to each other in a way where the items and everything are kind of like, you know, loaded, front-loaded that way. Oh, man. This is always a tough spot to have items in here because you have to kind of walk them around this way. And then it looks like the vent is actually trapping the hand under. I thought I heard a hunter before, so I'm just going to be very careful. Oh, we got a little music. Usually that little music means something's spawning in or something's around here. Be careful. You never know. Man, $9,775 in that extraction. If you told me we had a blender in there and another object, I would not believe you. Like, that's outrageous. All right, so the problem with his hand is I don't know if I'll be able to get it out of the way. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is very obnoxious to try and, like, move and everything. There you go. Okay. Jeez, man. We just want to try and walk it out as easily as possible. All right. Oh, we have a duck. Now, that's a problem, see? Because the duck on this map, there's really not a whole lot of places to kill the duck. Now, if you get an event, the duck can't do anything. But like on all the other maps, you either have a toilet or a cauldron most of the time to get the duck in. Here, you can do a couple of things. You can either just run him into the laser and then run away, because he won't be stunned long enough to actually slam him down. You can run him into the laser and run away. Or you can try to trap him in this fire somehow. Almost impossible. That's pretty tough. So you're kind of screwed with the duck on this one. I would say just get an event or get in front of a wall, let him break sight, crouch. He gets bored and runs away. You know, again, a patience thing, but it's worth just getting him out of your area. There's nothing up here, but as you can see, if you just like have this cart staged here, you can drop stuff into it. I want to check this area real quick, and then maybe we just extract that first stuff. I just don't want to get caught with like some giant cups or something out here. That's the problem with this map, is there's a lot of really huge items that are not counted as giant valuable items. So you get stuck with so many big things that end up sending you like off. and extracting when you don't want to and things like that. And you have to be very careful with how you budget where stuff goes. Like this egg and that diamond. See, great example. Two giant objects that are not really worth that much. Like this egg, I mean, $3,600. Yo. A diamond is only $600 less than this, and it's just tiny compared to it. So I want to make sure I bring this. Let me just double check there's no giant, or not giant, any small items up here. Because I want to bring that cart back. That's, see, I mean, like this is a smaller object. I'll bring this back. That medium-sized object, though, that voice changer guy, the little robot doll, I don't think he'll be able to really fit in the cart. And this is where your patience really is tested. Alright, so we can go that way or we can go this way on the side here. Couple of rooms there. What I'm thinking is we just bring this stuff back now. I believe one of those might be an extraction, though. Hopefully it is. We'd be lucky if there was one just right in the middle of the map like that. Oh, there's the duck. Jesus. I didn't know what it was, but actually, you know what? That's good. Because what we can do is kill the duck in the extraction. I was talking about this earlier. Ah, oh, man, I hate navigating this room with the hot dog. Alright, where is our extraction? Right over here. Okay, cool. Oh, the alien. Wow. Hopefully he doesn't see me. Alright, the only thing that sucks about the duck is we have this item right there that's staged for that extraction. So the duck's going to be just kind of in the way the whole time. How do we want to do this? How do we want to proceed? I think... Oh, that counts as being in the extraction for some reason. I'm going to set it up like that. We'll roll this in. Oh, come on. Get out of the cart, duck. Jeez, man. He's really trying his best to ruin everything right now. Ah, this egg is driving me crazy. I might be able to just drop it right there. Oh my god. See what I mean? The duck just gets in the way. What an asshole, right? He's stuck behind the hot dog at least. But luckily we had enough stamina to outrun him. God, that is so annoying. It's okay though. These items are just so cumbersome. That's what I'm saying. Like this map has really just a lot of really big, stupid items on it. What I'm going to try to do is just push this in. And then bring this on top, hopefully. Just slide it over, maybe. Come on, come on. There you go. And then the duck. Where's the duck? Okay, there he goes. Yeah, if the duck is anywhere in that box, either on the side or in the front there, he will crush into a crystal like, or an orb like that. So that's not the prettiest and easiest way to do it, but it's the way to do it. This guy is going to come bother me. See, if I had one more strength, I could kill this guy, but of course I don't. Yeah, so we got rid of the duck. We got that like big disc item in there too, which is nice. That we were able to take care of all of that. It's just good to kind of formulate a plan with what you're doing. The duck messing with the egg like that wasn't the worst thing in the world. It just was like annoying, you know. Just we lose a little value when we shouldn't have and that kind of thing. But yeah, typically the duck, if you just like look at the extraction, I don't know why he was standing over there, but if you just look at the extraction, he'll stand right where you want him to stand, and you know, you can rock him with the actual extraction itself. This is an extraction here, I believe. Yeah, okay. Cool. Now see how horrible this one is? Giant pit. Little plank you have to walk across here. It's a little wider than some of the other ones, but you know, this extraction's a nightmare. Easy way to get around this is looking right down here and going up. This is why you want reach for this. You can like actually reach items up and over and put that inside of there. Very helpful, very nice. We might have to do that with some of these items too. Alright, 7,200. Again, I don't know why, but there are just so many giant items on this map. It's crazy. Alright, so my 2 reach. Let me just make sure I am not close to the edge, and I'm not. I think we are up top. Yep, and that can just go right in there. I'm just going to double check that it didn't like roll out or do anything stupid. Okay, cool. And it's way safer to do that than to walk anything up here. If you walk stuff up here, you have a chance of not being able to see like where you are or where you're going. Oh, there's the clown. Okay. Damn it. Oh, man, he just touched the sack a little bit. Hate it when he touches my sack. Yeah, it was a big sack, so of course, you know, he's going to be able to grab that. Jeez, man. It's crazy that the clown was here. We didn't feel the stairs rock or shake or anything. We didn't feel anything with the clown. And there's not anything we can do. We have no shotgun, no trank gun. We just have to kind of wait, you know? All right, there's this thing. Yeah, he will just go up to your cart and just start kicking. Just start absolutely beating your cart for no reason at all. So, it's always nice to just be as careful as possible around the clown and the cart. All right, nothing up here. Okay, cool. So, we'll just go ahead and... I needed to go up here, of course. You know, he's right where I need to be. Might get that other diamond, though. Unless he despawned already. He might have just despawned. Just attack you and peace out real quick. Alright, this one is not as tricky as it looks. You literally just got to walk under the laser. And then we can go just like this. Oh, or take damage for some reason. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Why did that happen? Okay. Yeah, I took 5 damage there. And I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I was too close to this and I went up it, maybe? Hang on, I'm going to try something. Yep, okay, that's what it was. Okay. Wow, that just did way more damage to me. What the hell? I thought I took 5 damage. I didn't. I took 25 each time. Okay, we're learning all kinds of stuff, so then be careful with that. I didn't know that was a thing you could actually walk on top of. Oh, well. On the next episode of I Just Had a Heart Attack for No Reason, my God, that was unexpected and terrifying. I like how instant karma, if you guys know this channel or me at all, instant karma is just the way I live my life. It's why I don't do a whole lot of, like, oh yeah, this is how you do this, or tutorial stuff, because a lot of times I'll tell you how to do something, and then immediately mess it up. And that's exactly what just happened there. This is just precarious as all get out. We can't put this one in the... Oh, yeah, I guess we can now. I was going to say, we can't put it in the extraction because it had so much value. But now, since I've been beating the hell out of this thing, we can put it in the extraction. No problem. All right. This is what I'm talking about, though, with this map. I mean, there's just so many giant items. And who knows? I mean, we got so much map to go through still, you know? So, I think this is actually the best 3 extraction I've ever seen. I mean, it's been set up pretty nicely, where we had a bunch of stuff for the first one. We have a bunch of stuff for the second one. So if this third one, if this third extraction has a bunch of stuff set up in it too, then we should be okay, you know? Oh, what the fuck is going on up there? Dude, that thing is just rolling around. Anyway. Alright, let's go up through here. I don't know what that was all about. I guess it just bounced in and out. It's a lot easier to move the cart on this thing because you can just kind of see straight down what's going on. Also the sack, like, yeah, anytime there's a hole here, be careful about the sack. It might bounce out and fall down or whatever. So I try to keep the cart, like, towards the middle and the sack bounce in there or off to the side here. Like, so that if it bounces out, it just, yeah, it falls off to the side like that safely. But you should always try to catch the sack anyway, or at least get it to land in here. That's why I say when you're reviving people, don't have them in the center, especially on holy maps like this and stuff. If you have them off to the side, they'll revive up on the side, and the sack will just fall straight down. But if you have them in the cart, they'll revive in the middle. The sack hits them on the head. They get knocked out and can't do anything. Sometimes they'll slide around from that too and might fall in the hole also, but the sack will bounce and possibly fall in the hole too. So just make sure that you are as mindful as possible of where you're reviving people also. God, the ambient noises in this game always take me out, man. They are terrifying. Alright, on to the next installment of giant freaking item with no value at all. We have a baby head. It's like $4,000 or so for just taking up, you know, a fourth of the extraction space. Nice balance in this room. There are a lot of tiny objects as well, so we got to throw a bunch of little things in here. Oh, and another one of those stupid things. Alright. See, we got a bunch of rooms still, and the problem is, I feel like... Dude, how many of these are we going to have? They take up so much space, and the value is not there. I'm telling you, like, tiny objects are way more valuable than those things. They really wanted to balance this map and make it a little tougher than some of the other ones, especially solo, and you can, I mean, you can totally tell. Like, you can totally tell what they've been working on behind the scenes for this. Yeah, let's get some items that fight back. Let's get a bunch of items that are just really unruly and, you know, take up a lot of space. They put some value in some of these things, though. I'll tell you that. A lot of people don't like the museum. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's a good map. It's different. What I like about it is it's different, you know? It's so unique compared to the other ones, and I just think that's a nice touch. Okay, so I have a feeling there's going to be one more, like, giant valuable item in here. Hopefully not. Hopefully nothing crazy. This is our extraction here. Nice and safe extraction, too, actually, which is good. And also, as you know, we are in a moon phase, so I'm only going to get 35 health when I come back here. And I'm done with the extraction. Easy enemy set on this one. This was a very easy enemy set. I mean, it was just like nothing getting through here. Yeah, $4,600 for this giant head. You know, it's just like the potion, but even the potion ball and stuff like that, it's a little, you know, it's a little easier. Let me try and rotate this thing. If you have its head like the wrong way, it'll open its eyes and make this noise. And that is going to alert all of the enemies. So it's also detrimental to your run. You know, it's like a potion ball that tells the enemies exactly where you are. Look at this. Right there, just like that. There's the alien, the duck, everybody's here. I mean, come on. I will say, though, if we get the clown to kick the alien, or shoot the alien or something, that'd be really nice. Let me just move this off to the side real quick, just so he doesn't come attack that. I'd love the alien to get caught in the laser. Oh, well, I don't even know where... Oh, there's our boy, okay. Damn, it was so close. So damn close. Alright, so he sees me now. That baby head really screwed us up. There should be more enemies on this map. I don't know why there aren't. I'm not complaining about it, but, you know, having 3 enemies on the 3 extraction run level 5, there should be at least 4 or so enemies on here. Unless they just calculate the alien as a little harder to mess with. I don't know. I used to be really scared of the alien because he traps you and does 50 damage, but he's fairly easy to avoid also. Oh, there's the clown. I'd like him to just leave this area. Oh, there's the duck again. Jeez, man. Yeah, I'd love it if he would just leave the area. Oh. I didn't even hear him wind up for that one. The duck, I can jump over a hole, and he can, like, go in there. He won't die, but he'll at least lose the stamina. And, you you know, have to fly up so I can get away from him. If you jump over the hole a couple of times with the duck, he will eventually run out of stamina to the point where he does just fall down. So that's where you can kind of start killing things on this map. It's still dangerous, though, because, you know, it's a hole. You don't want to be floating over a hole too long. Alright, so we got this. I thought there was going to be one more giant object on here, just the way things go usually, but I guess they were all kind of front-loaded at the beginning, you know? Yeah, front-loaded at the front, no kidding. Come on, alien guy. Oh, God. His orb is not worth enough for me to smash this on him either. The orb is usually worth, like, what, 2,000 to 3,000 or so? I mean, like, it might be worth it a little bit, but, it, you know, what's the point? Dude, you gotta chill. He's just following me big time, man. Big time following. Alright, we're gonna get our stamina back. This is what I was saying a while ago, actually. I think part 1 or 2. Get the stamina back. And then we can push the cart in and just absolutely run for our lives. Do we have the speed? We didn't do the speed again. Alright, there we go. That's fine. And we're just going to run for our freaking lives. This is not the way, is it? No, it's not. It's alright, though. These enemies are just not that dangerous, so... I might have just crouch rest here and get all the stamina back. If it was a hunter or something, we couldn't do this, of course, but with a clown, it's like, yeah, just run right by him. Who cares? The duck, too. Go. Where am I going? That way? Okay. Yeah, I could look at the map and just stop and take a break. I mean, it's just so easy to get away from the clown. If he shoots his lasers, just crouch or jump. Like, you know, depends on where he sets up, and he'll always set up locked onto you. The problem is if there's multiple people in your game. If he locks onto somebody else and they're crouched, I mean, you know, you just got to be very careful about stuff like that. Alright, and we're off. Another successful extraction. We have 4 extractions coming up next. 4 extractions are pretty standard. Basically just from here on out, play the game the way you play the game. Hoping to find some more cool shop stuff and some more weapons and items, but as always, we'll start the next one off with a shop. Just check out what we got, and I will see you all in the next one. Please take it easy. Have a good one. If you have any questions about it, comment them. I will make a video on it or answer them straight up in the comments from my experiences. Bottom line, play how you want to play. Enjoy this game how you want to enjoy it, but this is just kind of how I'm surviving through solo runs on stream and whatnot. Thank you all again, and I will see you in the next one.